Local election officials across Illinois are reporting a rash of recent letters from people demanding to see voter records that don't exist.
The demands appear to be a copied and pasted form letter looking for information about the 2020 presidential election. Our political editor Mark Maxwell went to Madison County, where the clerk says she is inundated with these demands. Mark?
Ann and Mike, not just there. Everywhere we look, we're finding more. Republican clerks in Tazewell and Sangamon and Iroquois counties in central Illinois also confirming they're getting bombarded with similar letters, some of them demanding they keep paper ballots left over from the 2020 election. Those paper ballots are kept in a secure location and available for audit if a court orders it. But they're usually destroyed about 22 months after an election is over. Underneath the Madison County Administration Building,
this is the warehouse.
Election officials keep physical copies of marked paper ballots locked away with each voting machine that counted them.
This is where we store our tabulators.
County Clerk Debbie Mendoza fielded a flurry of open records requests last month, each of them from different people, but copied and pasted to often include the same demands.
I do not have the type of data that they're asking for.
Election officials across Illinois reported similar letters from voters demanding detailed breakdowns of cast vote records from the 2020 general election compiled in a spreadsheet. But several Republican and Democratic county clerks alike say that's not how these machines work.
They create a FOIA that no one can comply with, and since no one can comply with it, maybe that's their ammo to say, look, there's a problem here.
Deputy County Clerk Dan Tang showed us how the vote tabulators work.
At the end of the night, you close the polls and then it tabulates the results. Because really all it does is it stores the ballot information, but then after you close the polls, it'll tabulate the results.
These machines spit out timestamps and vote totals for each candidate on a receipt.
There's no way for it to connect to the internet.
Paper ballots are drawn at random for an audit after the election is over.
I think it's kind of a ridiculous thing to say that the election was stolen, because it's obvious to me that it wasn't.
If a voter tries to take a ballot from one precinct and cast it in another,
Actually, it wouldn't work.
why not?
Because the memory card itself wouldn't accept a ballot that's not part of their memory on that tabulator.
Soon, this office will open its doors to the public so curious observers can watch them test the voting machines for accuracy.
I will speak to anyone as often as I can to try to restore any lack of confidence and to maintain that confidence.
Democratic officials caught an attempt at mail-in voter fraud in the 2022 Democratic primary in Madison County. Those illegally cast ballots did not count. Mendoza says that's a perfect example of the system working as it should. Republican officials in Tazewell County told me the demands to keep 2020 paper ballots don't appear serious in nature to them. They plan to move forward and destroy those ballots on schedule later this year.